Good afternoon and welcome into George Finnie Stadium here on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where the Yellow Jackets host the Marietta College Pioneers in women's lacrosse action. I'm Cole McDaniel, bringing you all the action here on bwyellowjackets.com this afternoon. I want to thank everybody for watching and listening live on the home of all Yellow Jacket athletics. Taking a look at both of these teams, starting with the visitors and the Pioneers, they started off their season hot, winning their first 5 games of the season. Since that time, they've dropped 3 of the last 4, including both 16-5 losses to John Carroll and then Mount Union within this past week. So Marietta looking to get back to their winning ways. They do come in with a record of 6-3 overall, but again, starting off a little bit slow in conference play, going 0-2. For the Yellow Jackets, again, it has been a little bit of a tough start to the season for them as well. They've started off with a record of 3-6, but in conference play, they do find themselves at 1-1 last week, following by a score of 18-5 versus Capital, a very talented Capital Comets team. They did pick up the win at Heidelberg this past week, winning 17-5. So again, looking to then put 2 wins in a row up on the board as they start conference play. And we'll get this one started here in just a moment. We'll take a look at these lineups here in a moment as well, but want to mention that game that was here at home for the Yellow Jackets last time they were at home last Saturday. Much better weather than when they played against Capital. This field was covered in white snow. Today, it's clear skies, sunny day, much better weather for some lacrosse action. So as we get this one started here in the first quarter, the Yellow Jackets down there on the field in their white home jerseys with the brown numerals and gold outlining there, the gold trim. They will be attacking from left to right on your screen for the visiting Pioneers in their all navy blue uniforms with the white numerals. They'll be going from right to left on your screen. Maybe an opportunity here for the Pioneers early. Cutting inside, shot inside, and that one deflected off of goalkeeper Ashley Hildreth. A nice save, but it's still with the Pioneers here down on the left-hand side of the field. Marietta still on the attack. The Pioneers have outscored their opponents 108 goals this season compared to 88. I mentioned that little skid they've been on here as of late after starting off really well at the beginning of the season. Can they break the deadlock here very early on? And yes, they can. A low shot, and that one does skip into the back of the net. Number 4, Mackenzie Diot with the opening goal, and Marietta finds themselves up 1-0 on the road. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for the visitors, who just took a 1-goal advantage very early in this one. First goal coming just a minute and 40 seconds into this game this afternoon. For the Pioneers, starting on the field for them, number 2, Shelby Milheim. Number 3, Marley Philippi. Number 4, Mackenzie Diot, who just picked up the goal there. Number 7, Maddie Lears. Number 8, Jordan Jeffries. Number 9, Carly Kernodle. Number 16, Megan McGriff. Number 18, Kyla Andreas. Number 21, Kayla Kearns. Number 23, Taylor Carr. Number 24, Lisa Young-Craig. And number 27, Hope Adams. Right after picking up that goal, again, it is the Pioneers once again here on the attack. An excellent feed inside. Spinning through the pressure there in the white jerseys, needing to reset. Still 40 seconds on that shot clock for the Pioneers. This one dropped, and The Yellow Jackets coming away with it, looking to go the other direction, maybe get on the attack for the first time this afternoon. And we'll take a look at the host Yellow Jackets starting lineup here. Number 2, Avery DeBevois. Number 6, Sid Chamberlain. Number 7, Deanna Lucas. Number 8, Carly Kern. Number 9, Taylor Baratich. Number 10, Caitlin Radek. Number 17, Taylor Nadell. Number 19, Sophia Lumet. Number 28, Maddie Ray. Number 33, Taylor Miklos. Number 34, Lily Poland. And goalkeeper number 98, Ashley Hildreth. There's a push inside. And Sid Chamberlain gets the first free position shot here of the afternoon. So the Yellow Jackets, just a couple minutes played, down a goal. Can they knot this one up? Chamberlain inside. Looked like she was going to be able to wrap that one around Maddie Lears, the senior goalkeeper, unable to do so. Still 1-0 Pioneers. Call going against Marietta. Hildreth feeding Poland. Poland with plenty of room to run. A bump there, and whistle blows. Poland advances up on the right wing, finds DeBevois. Chamberlain behind net. Out to Maddie Ray. Maddie Ray, one of those offensive leaders for the Yellow Jackets, and she fires that one just a little bit wide. Tried to bounce that one into the bottom corner, just missed the bottom left corner, and still the Yellow Jackets have possession. Lucas looking inside, and that pass a little bit high in the direction of Avery DeBevois. Takes a little bit of contact from behind. Marietta traveling supporters not too happy with that call. Not the biggest bump there, but DeBevois does go to ground. Now she's a free position shot right in front of goal. She fires that one low. It looks like it took a skip off of Maddie Lears, but still goes in. And now the Yellow Jackets knot this one back up at 1.
Yellow Jackets by number 2, Avery DeBevois, her first, unassisted on the play.
So after the Pioneers put one on the board, it only took a minute and 40 seconds. Yellow Jackets a couple minutes later responding. Again, if this is what we see most of the rest of this afternoon, again, we could end up seeing a close one here. Both of these teams, they haven't had too many close games in the last few that they've played, at least over the span of the last week. But we'll see if they give us an interesting one here this afternoon. And certainly a possibility. These two are fairly evenly matched, not only just on the stat sheet, but so far in what we've seen to this point. Very early on, a lot of game time left to go. This one goes across the field. Played forward to Sophia Lumet. Over to DeBevois. And DeBevois had just picked up that goal just a moment ago. Gets her team moving forward on the attack. Now to Sid Chamberlain, and Chamberlain's just going to slow it down, and back to Maddie Ray. Mentioned that Ray is one of those offensive leaders. Deanna Lucas has the most shots on the team coming into the game today. 52 for her on the season so far. Leading goal scorer with 22. And the Yellow Jackets find themselves up 1. So just made it 1-1 a minute ago. 2 quick goals. Very quick succession there for the Yellow Jackets, and finding themselves up at home.
Baldwin Wallace by number 10, Caitlin Radek, her first, assisted
Sid Chamberlain picks up the assist, the senior midfielder out of Worcester.
A reminder to fans that a copy of today's program can be accessed by scanning the QR codes located throughout Finnie Stadium or by visiting the Women's Lacrosse schedule page at bwyellowjackets.com.
Number 10, Caitlin Radek, the junior midfielder out of Olmsted Township, went to Olmsted Falls High School, gets the goal. That now gives Radek 16 on the season. She is the third leading scorer on this Yellow Jackets team. The whistle being blown, call going against Radek and the Yellow Jackets. Here comes Marietta the other direction, hoping that they can answer. After taking that quick lead, giving up 2 quick goals, and now hope to knot this one back up at 2 themselves. In the middle with Milheim. A lot of movement right now from Marietta. Now just needing to back this one out. Kernodle. Adams inside. Hildreth comes out, scoops that one up. Smart play by the senior goalkeeper. And she can get her team on the attack once again. Here's Radek. To Deanna Lucas. Lucas past midfield. Up to Lumet. Now De Beauvoir and Sid Chamberlain behind net. Ray cutting inside, wants to fire a shot. She fires high. That one was drifting towards that top right corner. But an easy save there. Pretty comfortable for Maddie Lears. This pass forward from Jeffries. Looked like maybe her stick got bumped there. Wasn't able to get much power. That one floated forward and short hopped, and the Yellow Jackets scooped that one up. Now another opportunity for BW with 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Radek at the top of the fan area. Lumet dropping this one back to Radek. Cutting inside, splitting 2 defenders, and wrapping that one around and firing. An excellent finish, and that's 3 unanswered goals for the Yellow Jackets. They're up 3-1.
Goal, Yellow Jackets by number 10, Caitlin Radek, her second, unassisted on the play.
So the second goal on the afternoon for Caitlin Radek, having herself a great first quarter here to this point. Thought she might cut to her left, instead went to her right. Split between those 2 defenders, and a great finish there. And now that causes a timeout here for Marietta as things are going the other direction after a good start in the first couple of minutes for them. We'll take a quick break with them here. We'll be right back with more women's lacrosse action here on bwyellowjackets.com. And we're back here on bwyellowjackets.com following the timeout. Just under 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter here from George Finnie Stadium in Berea, Ohio. Third game of the OAC conference schedule for both of these teams. Marietta took a 1-goal lead just a minute and 40 seconds in. Since that point, the Yellow Jackets have taken over offensively, and they're on the attack once again, hoping to go up 3. Chamberlain, pass inside, an excellent find as Maddie Ray was cutting right down the middle. Stretched out, snagged that one, fired low into the corner, and there you have it, 4-1, Baldwin Wallace.
Assisted by number 6, Sid Chamberlain, her second.
Sid Chamberlain picks up her second assist on the afternoon with that great feed, that Maddie Ray finish. And Marietta had just come out of a much-needed timeout. They took it to try to stop the early bleeding here in the first quarter. A lot of game action left to go. Again, that's not what the Marietta coaching staff would have hoped for coming out of that timeout. On the face-off, the Yellow Jackets come away with it. A ton of contact as Caitlin Radek hits the ground. Big push from Hope Adams. Chamberlain behind net. She thought about cutting in. Took a bump from Marley Philippi, who kept her out. Deanna Lucas. Looks like she initiated that contact as there were a lot of bodies on the ground. One white jersey and 2 or 3 blue jerseys. Call going against her. And the Pioneers will gain possession of the ball and go the other way. And a mistake there by Shelby Milheim. Pass was right to her, but maybe caught her in between. Wasn't sure how she wanted to catch that one. Nearly took it right in the stomach. One slips by, out of play. Here are the Yellow Jackets once again behind net with Sid Chamberlain. Finds Radek. On Radek. Breaking some ankles out there. Stuck her foot in the ground. Spun and changed direction. And Lisa Young Craig was not prepared for that one. The pass across field. About 4 white jerseys there. Crowding around Kayla Kearns. Kearns into the attacking zone. Finding a teammate off to her right, Megan McGriff. Again, talked about it being a nice day. Clear skies, sunshine, wind changing direction a little bit here. Again, that wind had been blowing a different way across the field. Again, has really changed here in the last couple of minutes. It's coming sideways from the far side of the stands over to the near side. Yellow Jackets again here on the attack as Maddie Ray about to have a free position shot. Maybe a tough angle here. See if she cuts inside and tries to take the shot, or else she'll back it out. Draws some contact. Ray. Her shot. It's saved. Still with the Yellow Jackets. To Desbevois. Back to Radek. Top of the fan area. Finds Lumet. Ray spinning. And hard shot. Loses her stick there. She seems to be okay. Talking to the official though. Glad to see that Ray is okay, and Marietta going to come back the other direction. This pass a little bit low. Favorable bounce there for Marley Philippi. Just sits up for her. She's able to scoop it up and continue making her way in transition. Just under 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Here's Mackenzie Diet. And Diot. Over to Megan McGriff. Right now the Pioneers just taking their time. They've got 30 seconds still on that shot clock. Nadell. Just keeping herself in front of McGriff. McGriff trying to back down. She's got a teammate open in the middle. She finds her. Kernodal, her shot was saved by Hildreth. Ball bouncing around, and the Yellow Jackets do come away with it. So another opportunity, maybe in transition for the Yellow Jackets to get down there, get on the attack. Maybe make this one 5-1 before the end of the first quarter. Here's Desbevois to Lumet. Lumet looking for Chamberlain. She finds her. Over to Radek. Under a minute left to go. Deanna Lucas has Desbevois over to her side. Will she maybe look to go one-on-one and cut in? Instead, she flashes that one wide. It just misses past the far post. Rolls out past the far side. Maddie Ray goes and collects it. 30 seconds remaining. She'll walk her way in to the middle. Now Miklos to Radek. Radek has 2 goals to her name. Yellow Jackets need to get a shot off here in the next 15 seconds. Miklos has some room in front of her. And a great finish. She saw that opening just directly in front of her off to the right-hand side. A tough angle, but she was able to toss that one right down into the turf. And it skipped in just right past Maddie Lears. Lears was at the near post, but there was just a little bit of room to slide that one past her. And the Yellow Jackets find themselves up 4 with 11 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So BW doing what they can to try to get this win today and put themselves on a 2-game win streak. And they're making it tough on the Pioneers right now. 6 seconds remaining. Lucas over to Lumet. Lumet with 1 second remaining. And there go the whistles and the horn. And that will do it for the first quarter. The Yellow Jackets wrap up the first quarter up 5-1. We'll take a break here on bwyellowjackets.com. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. And we're back here on BWYellowJackets.com following the intermission between the first and second quarter as the Yellow Jackets find themselves up by a score of 5-1 over the Pioneers. Taking a look at what's going on around the OAC in women's lacrosse action this afternoon. Right now, Mount Union is playing against Hope College. Heidelberg's at Otterbein. Muskingum is at Ohio Northern. And John Carroll is at Capital. I will make sure to update you and get you some score updates here as those games get in the later stages into the second halves. Again, Muskingum and Ohio Northern and John Carroll and Capital are later this evening. It is Heidelberg and Otterbein that are currently in action. Same with Mount Union and Hope. Now the Pioneers attacking from left to right on your screen. Again, for the Yellow Jackets in the first quarter, going from left to right was definitely a good thing for them. They put in 5 goals at this end of the field. For Marietta, they're going to hope to do so themselves to get back in this one here in the second quarter, and that is exactly the start that they needed. Number 16, Megan McGriff, spins there, and the junior attacker buries that one home, making it 5-2.
Goal Marietta by number 16, Megan McGriff. Her first, unassisted on the play.
Megan McGriff's first goal on the game now gives her 15 on the season. The junior attacker out of Lakewood, Colorado, with a big finish there and much needed right out of that intermission between the first quarter and the second quarter. So a good start to the second quarter now for Marietta again. Right after getting that goal, they win the faceoff, take possession. Maybe an opportunity to go on the attack once again and continue to chip away at the deficit they face. This one bobbled, nearly scooped up by Baratich. Instead rolls out to Kayla Kearns. She collects it for her team. Thinking about cutting inside was Adams. Instead, she'll get it to the recent goal scorer, McGriff. McGriff looking to make the same move. That one was well defended by the Yellow Jackets. Shot low. And Hildreth makes the save for BW. Floating in the direction of Poland. Poland's pass a little bit behind Radek. She drops that, but she is able to scoop it up before any blue jerseys beat her to it. On the right wing to Lou May. Now to Sid Chamberlain, and Sid Chamberlain will look for any cutters there in the middle. She's got one. And Lucas. And right after Chamberlain passed that one to Lucas, she took a bump. Again, a tough angle here for Chamberlain. Would expect she's going to back this one out and pass it to a teammate. She does at the top of the fan area. Radek. There's a whistle and a call going against Marietta. And now an excellent opportunity here for Radek. She has 2 goals on the game. Her free position shot from right in the middle. She cuts inside, fires this one low. Right into the shin there of Maddie Lears. Excuse me, it actually looks like number 17, Abby May, the freshman goalkeeper, is now in instead of Maddie Lears. So a nice save for May with her first action of the game this afternoon. Young Craig looking to make a move. She cuts inside, in tight on Hildreth. And then she just is able to drop that one up and over the right shoulder of Hildreth to get the goal. A nice finish for her. But she is hobbling a little bit, coming up gingerly after the play.
Goal to Marietta by number 24, Lisa Young Craig. Her first, unassisted on the play.
So 2 unanswered goals for Marietta as they are chipping their way back into this one here in the second quarter. Much needed as they found themselves down 5-1, now 5-3, and things trending their way. Momentum just kind of switching directions here right this second. That nice finish there from Young Craig gives her 15 goals on the season. Again, she was hobbling just a moment ago. Looks to be okay. Happy to see her okay after she came up hobbling a little bit, moving gingerly. And here come the Pioneers once again. Again, they're not done yet. So far, the first 4.5 minutes of this second quarter has been all Pioneers. All but maybe 40 seconds or so, they've been on the attack. Yellow Jackets take this one away. Baratich gets bumped, goes to ground. She's being pursued, looking to cut back. Needs to find a teammate. And she'll pass it back to Hildreth, senior goalkeeper out of New York. Just walking a little bit forward right now, looking for some open white jerseys. She'll fling this one down the field. It's going to take a hop in the direction of Lumet, leak all the way through to Sid Chamberlain. That pass is going to work out quite well for the Yellow Jackets. Now resetting with Ray. Tara Martin in the middle. The sophomore attacker out of Brunswick with some of her first action on the afternoon. Chamberlain back to Desbevois. Inside, an excellent feed, finding Lumet, and she buries that one. And that one stops the Pioneers' run. Yellow Jackets up 6-3.
Goal, Yellow Jackets by number 19, Sophia Lumet, her first. Assisted by number 2, Avery Desbevois, her first.
Sophia Lumet, the junior midfielder out of Minnesota. Need to give her a lot of credit for her run inside and getting open. But Avery Desbevois, the sophomore out of Avon Lake, again, that pass was excellent, especially as she got hit at the same time, was falling backwards, and was still able to deliver a strike, put it right on the money to Lumet. And that one was big for BW, since the second quarter has really been all Pioneers to this point. And momentum was starting to switch the way of the visitors. But now the Yellow Jackets find themselves back up 3 once again. 9.5 minutes left to go. Maybe they can go back down and start another run of their own that they had through midway to the latter stages of the first quarter. Chamberlain to Martin. Martin decides to pass it over to Miklos. She had 2 blue jerseys directly in front of her. Lumet, who just scored the goal, to Maddie Ray. The senior, looking to make a move. Spinning. Help defense forces Ray to pass this one out to Desbevois. DeBevois making a run. Gets in tight. And this one off the stick of Abby May. And the Pioneers gain possession. Ray applying some tight pressure. Pioneers looking to break their lines here. And that's a good pass that frees up some open space for Andreas. Deanna Lucas still tight on her. 8 minutes left to go in the second quarter. And a lot of white jerseys packed in tight as the Pioneers approaching the fan area. Civi with 3 white jerseys in front of her passes this one away. Verona to Kearns. Kearns to Young Craig. Young Craig, who scored the last goal for the Pioneers, fires this one just a touch wide. Straight down to the turf. Skip just past the left-hand corner. On this one, off the upright. Rattles the posts. That was a nice shot there from Marietta. They nearly were able to pick up the goal there. It did get past goalkeeper Hildreth. But on that instance, the post was Hildreth's friend, and it is still 6-3. Now a little bit of confusion there as most of the players stopped on the field. Almost sounded like an air horn over here in the stands, and might have fooled some of the players down there. Certainly wasn't a whistle initially. Now the officials trying to get things sorted out here. And I'm sure we'll get back into play here in a couple seconds. But a bit of a strange pause in the action, and there's the whistle to get this one back in play. And we're going once again. DeBevois has it and feeds it to Chamberlain. Out to Ray. Ray has plenty of room, and she takes that space. And almost a little bit of a sidearm shot there as that one came off and was tucked in nicely to that back corner, just getting by the freshman goalkeeper Abby May. And Maddie Ray now has 2 on the afternoon herself. Yellow Jackets have a 4-goal advantage once again, 7-3, erasing that dent that the Pioneers made early in the second quarter. And so now at this point, the second quarter starting to trend in the direction that the first quarter did. First couple minutes went the way of the Pioneers, just as the first quarter did, and then it's been all Yellow Jackets since that point. We'll see if the Pioneers can get things going their way here again and keep this one close before we hit halftime. 6.5 minutes left. That face-off won by Marietta. Milheim has it. Finds Verona. McGriff taking her time, looking for some blue jerseys. Still looking for a teammate is Roeder. Has this one poked away. She's able to scoop it back up. A little bit of green turf in front of her. Instead, she finds a teammate. Cutting inside was number 21, Kayla Kearns. Adams floated that one up in her direction. Kearns just not able to snag that one, but still Marietta has the ball at the moment. 25 seconds on the shot clock for the Pioneers. And this one fired at the near post off of Hildreth. Shot clock will reset for the Pioneers. There's a bump there. Going to be a foul against the Yellow Jackets. And now we await the free position shot for the Pioneers. Shelby Milheim inside. Flashes that one wide of the back post. Now a foul against Milheim. A long run here on the far side of the field from Lily Poland. And that pass just gets by Sid Chamberlain. Maddie Ray tossed it to Chamberlain. Chamberlain might have taken her eyes off of that one, was looking ahead for a teammate before securing that one in the basket. Four and a half minutes remaining in the first half. Turnover in a dangerous spot. Maddie Ray splitting through two defenders. And a race for the ball right around the end line. Ray was able to beat Jordan Jeffries to it. But Jeffries was tight on Ray, and it was last off of Ray. And Marietta avoids any danger after a turnover in such a bad spot. A long run up the seam. Nobody's stopping Hope Adams, and she nearly tucked that one away at the back post. Hard to believe that all white jerseys let her go, as Hope Adams basically parted the seas right up the middle on a 60 or 70 yard run. Ray on the near side of the field, now firing to the middle. Martin out to the far side to Desbevois. Lumet. Chamberlain. Chamberlain spinning. Tight defense from Kayla Kearns. Desbevois draws a lot of contact there from young Craig. A little bit over antsy to get that one started. Official telling the defender to move over to this side of the field. Blows the whistle and we're back in play once again. Lumet. With Roeder in front of her. Needs some help. Gets doubled. Awkward pass to Radek. Radek is able to get possession of the ball before Lisa Young Craig gets to that one and then draws the contact once again. Top of the fan area. Lumet is wide open. Flashes this one wide. Desbevois saves it right behind the net. Another call going against Marietta. Some cheers from the Yellow Jackets bench. Sid Chamberlain, free position shot right in the middle. Instead of running inside, she decides to fire right away. Thought she would have tried to get closer and create a better angle. Instead, she thought she'd catch the freshman goalkeeper off guard. Abby May was there to meet the test. Not much pace on that shot. Just under 2 minutes left in the half. Marietta did a lot of hard work in the first 5 minutes to cut the deficit to 2, but now they're back down 4 once again. Would be crucial for them to get a goal before we go to the locker rooms. But a great defensive play by Radek. A 3v2 opportunity for the Yellow Jackets. A lot of white jerseys there. No call there. Dave Beauvoir takes a lot of contact. The pass to Ray. Ray fires to the bottom corner. And it seemed like as that shot was headed the direction of the goal, there was an early whistle.
Number 28, Maddie Ray, her third, assisted by number 10, Caitlin Radek, her first.
But they're going to give the Yellow Jackets the goal. Again, that shot was fired before that whistle came. Tucked in the bottom corner. Maddie Ray, again, has a hat trick on the afternoon. An excellent finish. And the Yellow Jackets find themselves up 8-3. Would be huge for them to go to the locker room at least up 5. One minute and 6 seconds remaining. Dave Beauvoir wins it for BW. Nadell switches fields to Poland. Poland to Radek. Radek with the defender tight on her. To Lumet. 45 seconds remaining. The Yellow Jackets can take their time. See if they can put themselves up 6 before going into the locker room. Instead, Sid Chamberlain makes a great move and she gets inside and she scores 2 goals. Coming within 25 seconds, just about 30 seconds of each other. There you have it, 9-3 Yellow Jackets.
Number 6, Sid Chamberlain, her first, unassisted on the play.
So it looked like the Yellow Jackets might take their time and drain clock, maybe get a last shot off and see if they could score. Instead, Sid Chamberlain saw that there was tons of space. She just needed to beat her defender 1v1, get inside, and she did so. Nothing that Abby May could do about that one in goal. "36 seconds now remaining. This one flips up and face-off is won by Marietta. Would be crucial for them to get a goal as things are falling apart here in the last couple minutes of the first half. Still a full half to go, and at least 1 goal back. We'll start getting you put in the right direction. 10 seconds remaining. Young Craig needs to get a shot off and says she's trying to take it herself. She spins past the defender and skips this one in. An excellent finish. As with 1 second left, young Craig saw that she needed to get a shot off. Again, that one skipped off of the turf, actually pretty far ahead of Hildreth, and took a hard bounce and hit nearly the roof of the net. I don't think Hildreth expected it to bounce that hard and that high up. Again, she wasn't able to get to it in that upper left-hand corner of the goal, and now the Yellow Jackets only find themselves up 9-4. And that's how this one's going to wrap up in the first half with only 1 second left. And there go the whistles, and there goes the horn. And that will do it for the first half. Again, the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets up 9-4 over the Marietta Pioneers. Before we take a break and go to halftime, a reminder that this afternoon's Yellow Jackets women's lacrosse game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, as well as Dan Andrews in Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. We'll be back after halftime. Make sure to stay locked here on BWYellowJackets.com. We're back on BWYellowJackets.com following the halftime break here from George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where the host Yellow Jackets hold a 9-4 advantage over the visiting Marietta Pioneers in OAC conference action. Taking a look at these two teams' stats from the first half, the Yellow Jackets lead in shots and shots on goal. 19 shots and 15 of those on goal for the Pioneers. Just 15 shots and only 9 of those 15 shots being on goal. Only one free position shot opportunity for the Pioneers so far this afternoon. Unable to score on that one. For the Yellow Jackets, 5 opportunities. They have come away with 1 goal from those free position shot opportunities. Ground balls going the way of the Yellow Jackets. But as for draw controls, those face-offs, those have been won by the Pioneers. So that is one category going the direction of the Pioneers. They win the draw here as we get the second half underway. And they'll look to maybe put one up on the board here early as we begin the second half. Now, for those of you who are just tuning in, you missed the first and second quarter of this game. The first couple minutes of both quarters went the way of the Pioneers. They'd initially win that draw control, get down on the offensive side of the field, snag a goal early, maybe have another attack or two, but then from there, midway through, all the way to the end of the first and second quarter both, pretty much went the way of the Yellow Jackets. Again, we'll see if the third quarter ends up being much of the same compared to the first 2 quarters. Now, crucial for Marietta is they did get a goal with 1 second left at the end of the half. And for the Pioneers, as they try to spark a comeback, maybe that gives them a spark going into that halftime intermission. And here is the player who scored that goal with 1 second left. That's Lisa Young-Craig. She finds a teammate, but a lot of pressure being applied on Taylor Carr. She's having a hard time getting to this one. A scrap between Carr and Sophia Lumet. And Lumet's hustle and effort ends up giving the Yellow Jackets possession. So great play by Lumet. Clock continues to tick. 12.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Still 9-4 Yellow Jackets. Radek in the middle of the field to Maddie Ray. She has 3 goals on the afternoon. Looking to fire again. That one's deflected. Takes the pace off of the ball. It dies and sits up right in the middle. And Maddie Lear's the senior goalkeeper who played the first quarter, but not the second quarter, is back in. She tried to get things going, and ball is taken away from the Pioneers. Yellow Jackets, another opportunity with Deanna Lucas. Lucas has Radek to her left. Instead, passes it to Miklos. De Beauvoir over to Sid Chamberlain. De Beauvoir behind the cage. Here's Lumet. Milheim in front of her. Finding Chamberlain, who has a couple assists to her name. Radek cutting inside. This one gets by Radek, but Miklos is there. She keeps possession for the Yellow Jackets. Just under 30 seconds on that shot clock. Chamberlain. Maddie Ray in the middle. Backing down. And I think that's going to go against Ray. Again, getting physical there. Saw that left elbow came out. just trying to clear some space. Almost a little bit of a basketball play there. Posting up and then using that elbow to her advantage. Got called for the foul, and the official was all over that one. Now the Pioneers on the attack the other way. Going from right to left on your screen. Coming through the middle is Diot, who scored the first goal on the afternoon. And that one was a roller. And Hildreth was able to get on top of that. Poor turnover there as the pass in the middle is taken away by Marietta. The shot inside looked like a sure goal there for Megan McGriff. Didn't put it to either side of Hildreth. And Hildreth makes a great save, gets some cheers from the Yellow Jacket supporters, and Deanna Lucas in transition into the attacking zone. Tons of space in front of her, gets slowed down by Jeffries. She'll back it out, gets plenty of white jerseys coming forward to support her, but it also allows the blue jerseys to settle. 9 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Radek inside. She's going to fire low, and she tucks it into the corner. Radek now has a hat trick herself on the afternoon. Double digits for the Yellow Jackets, up 10-4.
Goal, Baldwin Wallace by number 10, Caitlin Radak. Her third, unassisted on the play.
Unassisted on that goal for Caitlin Radek. And Caitlin Radek mentioned that she now has 3 on the game. So does Maddie Ray. Those two have been really the leaders, getting a ton of shots off in this one. 5 shots for Radek, again capitalizing on 3 of those. Been very efficient in this afternoon matchup against the Marietta Pioneers. Maddie Ray's had 7 shots herself, scoring on 3 of those. And Deanna Lucas has been the shot leader on the season so far for this team. But she's only shot once today, and they haven't really needed her to shoot too much or be the attacking threat that she usually is. Because the rest of her teammates, they're getting it done, and they find themselves up 6. The Yellow Jackets looking to go to 2-1 in conference play. If the score holds how it is in this game wrapped up right now, Marietta would start off conference play 0-3, despite being very successful in non-conference play. Eight and a half minutes left in the third quarter. Hope Adams looking to make a move. The double comes. McGriff in the middle. And she'll have a free position shot. Again, not many of those opportunities for the Pioneers. And we'll see if McGriff can capitalize. Inside, her shot low, and she does. Skips it in past Hildreth. 10-5. Still in favor of the Yellow Jackets.
Goal Pioneers by number 16, Megan McGriff, her second, unassisted on the play.
Megan McGriff now has her second goal on the afternoon on 3 shots. Talked about some efficiency from Radek for the Yellow Jackets. Again, McGriff has been efficient herself for the Pioneers, and they've needed her in this one. And I think if you're the Pioneers, your fans out there, the coaching staff, teammates on the sideline, you'd hope that you can get McGriff the ball some more and get her in shooting positions, because she has been a key factor. Radek to DeBevois. Lumet to Sid Chamberlain. Chamberlain looking for a cutting Lucas in the middle. That one's high. Lucas tried to jump and outstretch the stick, not able to snag it, but she did get hit at the same time by Jordan Jeffries, the sophomore defender out of Baltimore, Maryland. And Lucas now with a free position shot. She decides to pass it. Probably a smart decision there just to slow it down. The clock is your friend if you're the Yellow Jackets. Again, so much time left in this game, but still 5 goals. Midway through the third quarter, that'd still be a lot of time. A lot of work for Marietta to get back in this. That shot there by Maddie Ray was saved. And Lears was able to quickly find a teammate. Now in the midfield, Philippi turns it over. Deanna Lucas in transition. She doesn't have numbers. It's her versus 2 blue jerseys. She gets to the left. Looking to the back post, she finds Desbois, and that was a great feed, and hard to believe that one missed. Right at the back post, looked like Desbois was going to slot that one home. And she maybe missed by a foot, if that, just to the right. And Maddie Lears was stranded there. The goalkeeper came out, and maybe she cut off that angle for Desbois. Did enough to throw off Desbois. But a ton of credit to Deanna Lucas, the sophomore out of New York. Went to East Chester High School in New York, and that was just a great feed to that back post. And the Yellow Jackets have been piecing some good things together here last few games, and despite maybe a slow start to the season record-wise, I would say some of that team play and chemistry has been showing with passes like that. And applying a lot of pressure, making it difficult for Maddie Lears, the goalkeeper. But a call going against the Yellow Jackets. But again, they're pressing the Pioneers hard right now. Just over 6 minutes left in the third quarter. A lot of white jerseys still down there trying to get a steal. But a good move from Lisa Young Craig. Turnover, though, for the Yellow Jackets. For the Pioneers. The Yellow Jackets on the right wing. Lumet wide open in the middle. And Sid Chamberlain nearly with the finish. Shot that one high. Aiming for the roof of the net there. And it just so happened to go right into the basket there of Maddie Lears. Not even sure if Lears had time to react to that. But regardless, Lears makes a nice save. 10-5 still on the scoreboard. Sophia Verona, far side, finds McGriff. McGriff slowed down. She gets doubled. Out to Roeder. Roeder spinning. Young Craig. 1 spin. 2 spins. And the help by Deanna Lucas stops Young Craig, who has 2 goals herself. Yellow Jackets are doing an excellent job defensively at the moment with help defense and also tracking the cutters that are running through the middle. Not much space for Marietta to do anything. That shot that just went wide. With 7 seconds remaining on that shot clock. Possession going back to BW. Hildreth launches it to Lucas in the midfield. She has tons of green in front of her. Feeds Ray in the middle. Ray to Lucas. Lucas. Out to Ray once again. The top of the fan area. Again, when Ray is running to her right, she's such a threat when she shoots. Instead, that time cut back, was rolling to her left as she shot it. Not as much power. It was able to be saved, but still the Yellow Jackets have it on this end of the field. In the middle, Lumet is wide open, and she scores. And Sid Chamberlain with another assist, and that one was easy for the Yellow Jackets.
Goal, Baldwin Wallace by number 19, Sophia Lumet, her second. Assisted by number 6, Sid Chamberlain, her third.
Sophia Lumet's second goal on the game comes off of the third assist for Sid Chamberlain. So Sid Chamberlain now has a hat trick of assists on the game. And Sid Chamberlain had 5 assists coming into this game this afternoon. With those 3, she now has 8. Leads her team in assists so far through about halfway through this season. As for Sophia Lumet, who has 2 goals today, she's doubled her total on the season. She just had 2 coming into the afternoon. Now 4 to her name this season. 11-5 in favor of the host Yellow Jackets. 3.5 minutes remaining left in the third quarter. De Beauvoir, a tough pass to Radek. That one's disrupted. Hope Adams trying to make her way down the field. Streaking down the right wing, cutting inside, maybe in on goal. She shoots that one in. Actually, she was just right in front of net. And looked like that one might sneak in. Instead, it went a little bit wide to the right. But as soon as she fired, gets hit from behind. Hope Adams goes to ground, and the sophomore midfielder out of Delaware finishes on the free position shot, gets the goal. Now 11-6. So just down in that Columbus, Ohio area, Delaware, Ohio, went to Bishop Watterson High School. Hope Adams, after an excellent run, ends up getting the free position shot off of the foul that went out against Taylor Nadell. Now just finds the Pioneers down 5.
Pioneers by number 27, Hope Adams, her first, unassisted on the play. The women's softball team, 4-12 overall, and 1-1 in the OAC, is currently in action in New Concord, Ohio, for an OAC doubleheader versus Muskegon University. The score is currently 3-0 Muskegon in the bottom of the 4th.
So an update around the OAC. What's happening in women's lacrosse action. Mentioned that Muskegon plays at Ohio Northern later this afternoon. And then also this evening, John Carroll's at Capital. Again, a very talented Capital team. Here's a shot inside from De Beauvoir. That one's saved. But right now in action, in addition to this game, conference play, Heidelberg at Otterbein. And Otterbein has a commanding 19-2 advantage with 3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. That shot from Radek catches the base of the post. PW still has it, 2 minutes remaining. In the early part of the third quarter, Mount Union, a non-conference game against Hope. Very tight one there. Hope leads 9-8 over the Purple Raiders. DeBevois. Finding Radek. Lumet. Out to Lily Tope. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Radek's got to get one off. She feeds it inside to Deanna Lucas, and Deanna Lucas with an excellent goal. And a little bit of restlessness here from the crowd as they saw the shot clock was ticking down. Got down to 4 seconds. Everybody was shouting for the Yellow Jackets to get things going, and Radek, instead of shooting, decided to feed it to Lucas, who was wide open there in the middle. Again, that was a great cut from Lucas. She did actually have a Pioneer on her back, but able to catch that one, and in one smooth motion, finish it with 1 second left. Tucked it into the back corner, and that just shows off the skill of Deanna Lucas, as well as the ability from Caitlin Radek. Mentioned her hat trick on the game. What a great feed from her. Deanna Lucas, one of those offensive leaders, the sophomore midfielder, again out of New York. They haven't needed her to shoot too much today, but that was an excellent finish, and the Yellow Jackets find themselves up 12-6. Just under a minute left to go here in the third quarter. Miklos to Tope. Sid Chamberlain with her 3 assists. Out to Miklos. Radek to Tope. Chamberlain puts her right foot in the turf. Plants and turns hard. Almost found a cutter there in the middle. Ball hits the ground, skips up. Yellow Jackets still have it. 5 seconds remaining in the quarter. Chamberlain needs to get one away. Instead passes it off, and that's going to do it for the quarter. And the Yellow Jackets wrap up the third quarter, leading 12-6 at home. We'll take a quick break here on BWYellowJackets.com. We'll come back with the conclusion of this one, the fourth quarter, here on the home of all Yellow Jacket athletics. Following the intermission between the third and fourth quarter here on BWYellowJackets.com. A reminder that today's Yellow Jacket women's lacrosse match is being brought to you by the Oswald Company for all of your insurance and risk management needs. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection, LLC, your global automotive technology provider, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. The Yellow Jackets going from right to left on your screen, but it's currently the visiting Pioneers who have possession. Here's Lumet. Lumet turning, dropping the shoulder and getting by Jordan Jeffries. Running down the right wing. Jeffries close behind her. Lumet thought about cutting inside, maybe trying to get a shot off. Instead, thinks better of it. Feeds it to Desbois. Radek in the middle. Andreas in front of her. A pass to Lucas, over to Desbois. Out to Chamberlain. Far side with Lucas. Jeffries in front of her. Still 40 seconds on the clock for the Yellow Jackets. Looks like they're setting up a play. At the moment, Lucas needs some help as she's getting doubled. Had a couple cutters inside. Instead, back to Radek. Radek to Desbois. Topes open in the middle. A nice catch. Tried to get a shot off, but was unable to do so. Miklos now from the middle of the field, out to the far side of the fan area. Radek. Lumet in the middle. Sidearms that one. Deflected and saved by Abby May. May, the freshman goalkeeper out of Randolph, Ohio. Went to St. Vincent St. Mary's High School. St. Vincent St. Mary's just winning the boys basketball state championship once again. Abby May back in goal for Marietta. Again, she played the second quarter, playing the fourth quarter. It was Maddie Lears, the senior, who started off in the first and then played the third. So trading duties in goal for Marietta, and goalkeepers have been busy against the Yellow Jackets. Three minutes played so far in the fourth and final quarter this afternoon. Lily Tope, the freshman out of Delaware, Ohio, went to Rutherford B. Hayes High School. Scores a goal there. She tucked that one in the bottom right-hand corner, making it 13-6 BW. The goal for Lily Tope is now Tope's sixth goal on the season. And back in the second quarter and third quarter, it looked like it was going to be a tall mountain for Marietta to climb. Still had an opportunity to get back in this one. At this point now, being down 7 in the fourth quarter, would think even with 12 minutes left, this one's really all but over. Unless the Pioneers can pull off a miracle and score about a goal every minute and 15 seconds or so to make things interesting. But right now, again, that draw control for the Yellow Jackets gets them possession in the attacking end. Deanna Lucas finds a wide open cutting Taylor Miklos in the middle, and Miklos right in front of net, 1v1 versus Abby May. Tucks that one in the bottom corner. 14-6 BW. So good things happening for the Yellow Jackets this week. And, first game of the conference season last weekend, last Saturday, again in those awful weather conditions. Again, super windy, swirling wind coming through the stadium. At times, almost looked like a whiteout out there, impairing some vision a little bit. The snow was covering the whole field. Today, again, much better conditions. But again, that was against a very talented Capital team who the Comets off to their best start in program history for women's lacrosse. And the Yellow Jackets actually hung tough for quite a while. Wasn't until maybe the fourth quarter where the door was really starting to swing open for the Comets, and they were really taking over in that second half. That one flashed wide for Sid Chamberlain, and then a goal for Lily Tope. Again, wide open in the middle, and she scores that one. The Yellow Jackets really starting to pour it on here. But mention again, to hang tough for quite a long time in that game against Capital. Again, maybe not the best finish, and end up falling in the long run, 18-5 versus Capital. Still, the first half, it was actually quite close. Closer than most people expected. Wasn't until that second half. But then against Heidelberg, going on the road, midweek, winning 17-5, and now coming back at home against a Marietta team who is trying to get back to their winning ways they had early on. You'd have to be happy if you're the Yellow Jackets coaching staff and the team and feel good about how you started off in conference play. Surely at this point going to move to 2-1 in conference play in this game, with then having an overall record of 4-6. Still 10.5 minutes left, up 15-6. BW wins possession once again. Here's Radek. Wide open in the middle is Miklos. Miklos looked to go between the legs of Abby May, and May gets to that one, making the save. And all the energy, everything going BW's direction right now, and you'd have to think that for Marietta making the long trip here on Saturday, and at this point with how the game's been going, maybe getting some heavy legs, also maybe a little bit of frustration setting in, but making some simple mistakes and some turnovers they didn't earlier on. And that's why the Yellow Jackets can just keep attacking time after time, not letting up on the pressure. Another pass inside to Chamberlain to Taylor Miklos. Miklos cutting inside, and the freshman midfielder out of Brunswick finds the back of the net once again, 16-6.
Goal Yellow Jackets by number 33, Taylor Miklos, her third. Assisted by number 6, Sid Chamberlain, her fourth.
So this isn't the anything different for any other sport out there, but when you're down big, you still got plenty of season left to go. Towards the end of a game, the best thing you can do is try to get something good on tape, get something good on film, maybe in the game with a little bit of a rhythm, something good that you can translate to practice, and then off to your next game if you're the Pioneers. Need to stop the Yellow Jackets from running rampant as they have done in the last 5 minutes specifically. 8.5 left to go. Lucas to Radek, now out to Desbevois on the far right-hand side. The pass to Lumet. Lumet has a couple goals to her name. And there's another finish. Sid Chamberlain is picking apart the Pioneers defensively. Another great feed. And she'll get another assist.
By number 10, Caitlin Radak, her fourth. Assisted by number 6, Sid Chamberlain, her fifth.
Caitlin Radek with the goal, her 4th goal on the afternoon. Sid Chamberlain, her 5th assist. So Sid Chamberlain, I mentioned earlier, she came into the afternoon with 5 assists on the season. She now has 5 in 1 game. What a difference maker she has been, setting up her teammates. She now has double-digit assists, 10 on the season. 17-6. There's a bump from Tara Martin, foul going against her. Shelby Milheim hits the floor and looks like she's okay. Has possession up on the far side of the field. Cutting in from the left-hand wing to the middle. Pass over to Lisa Young-Craig. McGriff to Milheim. Milheim scoops that one up off the turf. Young-Craig spinning. And dropped it, but able to gain possession and keep a hold of it. There's a cutter inside. Looked like Sophia Verona was open, but there was a deflection off the initial pass. Kept it from getting to Verona in the middle. Still with Marietta. Anna Callow cutting inside, and she shot that one and saw the net ripple there. But the whistle came before she took the shot. So no goal for the Pioneers, but Anna Callow, the junior out of Wadsworth, has a free position shot opportunity. When she gets hard, flips back awkwardly. Again, looks like the face mask even popped off as well, so she's getting adjusted. Glad to see that she's okay, because again, that was awkward, the way that she fell, and she'll have another free position shot. Didn't score the first time. Trying to get in to score again. And she gets fouled once again. So that's twice. So, got to feel for Anna Callow as she nearly scored. Now she's getting pummeled on each of these free position shots. Now her third opportunity, takes the contact and she fires and scores. So a lot of credit there for Anna Callow. So it looked like she was for sure going to have a goal earlier. 3 free position shots, and on the third and final shot, she does capitalize and get the goal. 17-7 now, the score is still in favor of the Yellow Jackets, up 10. 4 minutes remaining, and the bench unloads for Marietta. So the whole attack changes for the Pioneers. Again, it's a running clock right now. So 20 seconds have ticked off as we've been waiting for this draw control. And Marietta wins it. Excellent play by Kyla Andreas. There's a foul call on Desbevois. She'll go over to the sideline. Official goes over the scores table, and they did stop the clock. It is a running clock right now, but they went ahead and stopped it to not let more time tick off. They actually add 8 more seconds back on the clock, so 3 minutes and 20 seconds left here in this game. Middle of the field, Mackenzie Diot. Hope Adams. Out to Kearns with Miklos in front of her. Wide open teammate in El Masri. And there's a goal for Marietta. Kayla Kearns gets the goal, the junior midfielder out of Preston, Maryland. Now 17-8, still in favor of BW. Just over 2.5 minutes remaining in this one. And as the officials make their way back to the middle of the field, and we await the free position shot here in just, the draw control in just a moment. Want to remind everybody that this afternoon's Yellow Jacket women's lacrosse game is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. And with mentioning Barron's Bus Lines, again want to wish safe travels back home for the Marietta Pioneers, all their fans, their supporters, as well as the Yellow Jacket supporters who came out for this one this afternoon. Still 2.5 minutes left. Marietta on the attack once again. Another OAC update as those few other games that are currently being played right now are in the latter stages of those games. And actually, Heidelberg and Otterbein just went final a few moments ago. Otterbein wins 22-2 over Heidelberg in conference play. As for the non-conference matchup between Mount Union and Hope, last update on that was end of the third quarter, 13-13. Again, a very close matchup there. Yellow Jackets maybe have an opportunity to score maybe one more goal before this one wraps up. Tope to Miklos. Out to Martin on the far side. Glance at the clock from Lauren Getchy. Chamberlain to Desbevois. Radek to Chamberlain. Chamberlain with her 5 assists on the afternoon. Nice feed inside to Desbevois. Desbevois bobbles it, but she does scoop that one up, and still the Yellow Jackets have it with 20 seconds left. Lily Tope makes a move inside. She fires a little bit wide. 2 seconds left. 1 second. And that is going to do it. The Yellow Jackets win 17-8 over the Pioneers. So the Yellow Jackets move to 4-6 overall, 2-1 in OAC conference play. For Marietta, they dropped to 6-4 on the season, 0-3 to start the OAC schedule. Taking a look at what's on the docket for both of these teams coming up this week. Next up for Marietta is Capital Again, Marietta going to have a tough test there with the Capital Crusaders. That is at home, though, for the Pioneers. As for the Yellow Jackets, next up on the slate for them is the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Again, mentioned that they are in a tough battle in non-conference play with Hope. That one is going to be at Mount Union on April 6th. For myself, Cole McDaniel, want to thank everybody for watching and listening live here on BWYellowJackets.com. Make sure to stay tuned for more Yellow Jacket athletics coming up the rest of the spring here on BWYellowJackets.com, the home of all Yellow Jacket athletics. Once again, for everybody watching and listening, thanks again. Enjoy your weekend. Have a safe weekend, and I'll be back with you here soon.